Hey, good morning. Good morning. It is Monday morning. That's right. It is Monday morning here on Motivated Strength. I'm your host, Shane Schulz, and it is great to be back here with you. It's wonderful to be here. Listen, I know that I've been away for a while, and I got to tell you, I'm going to get to the story about what it is that was going on with me. But before I do that, I want to let you know that I appreciate who it is that you are, and I value who it is that your opinion will bring. Now, motivated strength is all about what I call the optimal frame of mind. The optimal frame of mind is a higher way of thinking. That higher way of thinking can lead us to a higher level of living. And that's what everybody seems to want, don't you think? Now, when we're going through the different challenges and struggles that we go through, it's hard to think about a higher way of thinking or to think about a higher level of living. It's really difficult to do that because we find ourselves being inundated with what our symptoms are, what our diagnosis is, or what our problems are, or our challenges can be, or our sufferings can be. I know a lot about that. See, I've gone through a number of different things myself. I've gone through clinical depression. I've gone through borderline personality disorder. I've gone through PTSD. I deal with codependency. I deal with chronic nerve pain as we speak to this very day. Now, I know what it's like to go through some different challenges and struggles. And I know when you hear the word motivation, sometimes that can be intimidating or sometimes it can be infuriating. And I get that. And here's what I'm here to tell you. Motivated strength, yes, it talks about motivation, but it also is about something else. See, I could have been a motivational speaker and been able to talk to just about anybody in the world in order to be able to inspire them to be more than the challenges that they face. What I chose to do, I'm going to say that again, what I chose to do was to utilize my experience as a motivational speaker and to help those who are more like me than they are different. So those who are dealing with chronic pain, those who are dealing with chronic illness, those who are dealing with mental illness and life experiences that you just can't let go, I chose to do motivated strength to be able to help them, to help you, to be more than the challenges that you face, to be who it is that you're meant to be versus who it is that you might merely exist to be. Why do I do that? Well, because I'm helping the inner me. See, I know what it's like to go through the challenges. I've already listed some of those as we speak, but I got to tell you, there is this thing that I've been going through for a while now. How many of you have gone through your particular condition, whether it be medically or mentally, and you found it to where it was like you were the punching bag? You were the punching bag as to where you found yourself just constantly getting hit over the head with something, or you constantly found yourself kind of getting inundated with negativity and getting inundated with, everything that would be not attractive to you. I know what that's like, and I got to tell you, I was going through that myself, especially during the holidays. The holidays are not the easiest thing for me. They never were. But what I was telling you is that when we're going through the different challenges and struggles that we go through, it's easy to adapt to what it is that they are. Now, here's the thing. What we need to do is that we need to reach outside. Now, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that you can leap tall buildings in a single bound. I'm not going to sit here that you can do a full-time job just because I say so, even though that you deal with a medical condition that is chronic pain related or mental health related or chronic illness related. I'm not going to sit there and tell you that. What I'm going to tell you is that we're going to do this together and we're going to be who it is that we're meant to be. We're going to do what it is that it takes in order to be who it is that we want to be versus what it is that we feel like or what it is that we merely exist to be. See, today we're going to be talking about those challenges. We're going to be talking about what it's like to have our back up against the wall. All this week, you're going to see that we're going to have a progression of being able to become back where it is that we were. Now, you notice I'm sitting here and I'm in a sweatshirt, right? Most people don't see me in a sweatshirt. Most people see me either when I'm speaking, I have a dress shirt or I have a suit, or at least I look as if like I'm ready to empower somebody's life. I'm not looking to be basically just sitting in my sweats and just sitting here talking with somebody. Most of the time when I'm empowered, most of the time I feel like it's time to look like I'm empowered and in order to be that example for someone. But see, I told you, I've been going through some times of my own. I've been going through some challenges and struggles of my own. And I got to tell you, it led me to think that there was no end. Is that something that you can identify with? Maybe you might have found yourself as to where you felt like there was no end to the pain, or there was no end to the strife, or there was no end to the negativity. I have been there myself. See, what this is that we're talking about being in the middle of the ring and getting beat. Everything that we did, everything that we had thought about to be able to be winning or to succeed, we are getting beat, even though that we're doing our best. Even though that we're doing everything that we can to put all our strength into it, to put all our mindset into it, to put all our thoughts and our energy into it, we're getting beat. I know what it's like to get beat. Now, here's the thing. Our back's up against the wall. See, John Cena, that's right, John Cena from the WWE, he said, "You do not know the character of man when they're only in victory. You know the character of a man or a woman when they find themselves backed up against the wall." That's where we are. See, when we're sitting there and we're against the wall, that's when we find out what it is that we're all about. What was happening to me, what I was finding myself in my suffering or finding myself in my challenges, my back wasn't against the wall. It was in the middle. It was in the middle of that ring, and I was getting beat by a jab, or I was getting hit by a hook, or I was getting hit by something. And I was just basically defending myself, keeping myself from going down. That's what was happening. And I was getting punches rained on me in different ways. And of course, I'm talking metaphorically. But here's the thing. When you're sitting there and you're in the middle of it all, it's real easy to be overwhelmed. And then all of a sudden, something happened. All of a sudden, I felt my back up against the wall. And that's when all of a sudden I started throwing back. That's when all of a sudden I started thinking differently. That's when all of a sudden my heart started pounding. That's when my mind started going into a direction that was like, no, I'm not going down. In fact, watch me. Watch me now. See, this is what it is that happens when we find ourselves in our challenges and our struggles. We have the option to be able to be rope-a-dope, so to speak, in regards to being in the middle of the ring, in the middle of the chaos, in the middle of the strife, in the middle of the negativity. We find ourselves there and we get spun around pretty good. And next thing you know, we end up thinking that it's never going to end. But here's the thing. When we find our back against the wall, when we see that there is no way out, when we're in that corner and then there is no way that you can escape other than to fight back, that's where the real you comes out. That's where your heart starts pounding a little bit differently. That's when your mindset starts going a little bit differently. That's when you find what it is that makes a value to you, what it is that you feel that you are meant to be versus who it is that you've been just finding yourself existing to be. I know a lot about that. And so I'm going to tell you right here and now, get on my back. Because I promise you this, I'm going to help you find a way to be able to live the life that you want to. I'm going to be able to find a way to lead you to where it is that you want to be versus where it is that you merely exist to be. The optimal frame of mind, it's a higher way of thinking. That higher way of thinking will lead you to a higher level of living. Now listen, we're 750 plus people as a community. It's not just about me, myself, and I talking into this camera. We're 750 strong people that are looking to be empowered to be more than the challenges that we face. Join us. Join us so that you can also be empowered to be where it is that you're meant to be, so that you can find yourselves crashing through the ceilings that are self-created, that are keeping you from finding out what your actual purpose is in this life. See, I don't mind that you're telling me that you deal with challenges and struggles, whether it be chronic pain, chronic illness, mental illness. I know a lot about those things. That doesn't intimidate me. That doesn't scare me. I can help you get to where it is that you want to be. And I can help you do that in a way that is a community driven to do the same thing for ourselves and others. All right? Listen, we do this show Monday through Friday. We do this show so that you can start your day in a motivated, positive way. That way you can take on life's challenges as they are. Things like your doctor appointments, like your group sessions, like your pain treatments, like things at home or things at work if you happen to be working. That way you can take on those challenges as they are, but more importantly, as you are right now. See, it's not about being perfect, like John Cena said. It's not just about our character when we are in victory. It's about when we're struggling. It's about when we're challenged. It's about when our back is against the wall. Together, we can do this. We can make a difference for one another, not only for ourselves, but also for others. Listen, I hope you all have an extraordinary day, and we'll talk to you again soon.